how are you doing? If you don't know me, my name is Thayse Barreto and I'm Brazilian. And here, as a Brazilian speaker, I got back to talk to you about two facts. First of all, Brazil's capital, it's Brasilia. It's not Rio de Janeiro. Second of all, not every Brazilian that wants to move to another country is interested in get married just to get a visa. Yeah, I have no clue why. I've listened that a lot about Americans. And yeah, that was in my office because if you don't know, I'm a Brazilian lawyer and I'm a labor law lawyer, which means that I need to represent sometimes businessmen and sometimes workers. Actually, generally, I represent workers, but anyway, whatever. My point is that I got two clients that use it to be Americans, use it to be no, they are Americans. So anyway, they were investing money here in Brazil, and one day we were like having a chat. And during that chat about their problems, with visa, with Brazilian, they just looked at me and said, "But Thayse, the problem is because every Brazilian want to move to America." And I was like, "What? What do you mean, dude? What are you talking about?" Of course, that they're my clients, so I thought that, and I said, "What do you mean?" But I didn't use that word. Sorry, guys, I thought that there is a bug there. I didn't listen that word. I didn't say that word, dude. But anyway, I just said, "Why are you saying that?" In that moment, when they were talking with me about that, I never was interested about go to America and even less about leave my country. Anyway, in that point, I remember that they just said like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean? Not every Brazilian want to leave the country." Actually, in general, Brazilians love Brazil, and the most part of Brazilians actually never traveled outside the country. And yeah, it's because it's expensive, but it's also because Brazilians are not educated in that mode way about investing their education to get opportunities outside the country. No. Do you know what the Brazilian in general tend to think? "Oh, I want to get a stable job, get married, and get kids, and raise my kids here, and they will keep repeating that pattern, you know?" And he was like, "What are you talking about? Wouldn't you like to get married with an American and leave Brazil?" And I was like, "No, actually, I am happy with my career, and I'm not planning to get married." And that's actually a reason why my brother think that I'm strange. My brother almost had a stroke when I said that I was planning to do my master in UK. And my brother tend to get some heart attacks, small one, maybe metaphoric speaking, when I say to him that I'm happy being single and I have no clue if I will get married. Because my career, it's my first commitment. I think that every human being, it doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman, should get a job that's meaningful to society, to community. And I'm happy with my career helping people. And when I said that to those clients, they got staring me like, "What? Oh no, you were saying that because you were," sorry, I was looking there. "You were saying that because you were a lawyer." And I said, "No, no, it's not that. The most part of my clients never would think about getting married with a gringo. So what are you talking about?" So that was actually a bad stereotype that I kind of understood that some Americans got about Latins. They tend to think that Latins go to America to take their jobs or to get married just to get a visa. And that was weird. Of course that you can meet someone that's capable to do that. But that's not the whole country. Actually, some foreigners, yeah, that's possible, like to live in Brazil, which my little sister now understand. That's another point. Yeah, we get something named in Brazil. It's a word that says like síndrome do vira-lata. It's something like vira-lata syndrome. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Okay, street dog syndrome. It's like when a Brazilian tend to don't give value to their own country, to their own culture, to their own citizens, to their, for example, climatic conditions, and they tend to pursue everything that comes from outside. And yeah, it's contradictory what I'm saying to you, because I said that I told to those Americans that not every Brazilian want to leave the country, but that's the truth. You will see some part of the country that will not respect their own culture, and they will think that everything that comes from outside to here, it's better. But we get a huge but. The most part of the country never would leave the country to live outside America. You know, let's talk about a small speech that a lot of Brazilians with degree tend to repeat. Why the hell are you going to study in Ireland? Why the hell are you going to study English in the USA? To be treated like crap and to be washing the dishes to them? You were a fucking lawyer in Brazil. Why are you doing that? You were an accountant in Brazil. You were a doctor in Brazil. Why do you go to do that? Because to get the same job in the other country, it's so hard because you need to revalidate, maybe that's the word, of your diploma. Sometimes they don't accept, so you need to start the same bachelor course again from the beginning. It's really harsh. And some Brazilians go there because they want to make more money. Sometimes they just want to have some fun, to have holidays, like me, just to get a culture, new experience, because I was raised in this bubble about just get focused on get married and get kids. And that never was my speech. I always got focused on my career and I work all the time. And that made me realize that I was forgetting what the world have to share with us. So that was when I got interested about go to stay at least a year studying. And because the challenge about study in another language in a university, that's fucking hardcore. That's going to be a new challenge. But my point is that my brother almost had a stroke when I told him my plans, because he thinks that it's bullshit. Leave Brazil to stay in another country, even if that's going to happen just for a few months or a few weeks or just for a year. So when I see my brother's mentality, when I listen all those speeches about people that get a degree criticizing who is leaving the country to stay outside, I need to say, of course, it's just a bad stereotype think that every Brazilian will get married with an American or with another foreigner just to get a visa. That doesn't make sense. And let's remember about another thing. We get gringos living in Brazil. Shocking, right? But yeah, we have Americans live in Brazil. We have British live in Brazil. We have German, Scottish, Japanese, a lot of Asians, a lot of Italians that leave their own country to move to Brazil. So yeah, Brazil, it's like a mystery to a lot of people because it's a huge country in South America, but a lot of people have no clue about Brazil. They don't know nothing about their country. But they keep listening some bad stereotypes and they keep repeating as that was a truth, and it's not. I never thought until I visit London for the first time about move to another country to stay there. So yeah, you shouldn't think that every Brazilian want that. And also, my plan is that go to study and go back, because if I get kids, I'd like to raise my children in my city because it's my culture. I was born as a Brazilian. My first language is Portuguese. I like my city. I like my family, the support of my family. I got a huge culture shock outside seeing how some family in Europe are so distant, like you live in, I don't know, London, your brother live in Australia, your sister live in America. It's so weird to me as a Brazilian. That looks harsh. And that was the first time that I really understood why my brother got so scared when I decided to live alone for the first time and for the first time outside Brazil. So yeah, we shouldn't get those stereotypes about Brazilians because we are talking about a huge country with a lot of different people that got different family background, different education, different culture. Yeah, it's not every Brazilian, it's not the same. Someone that was raised in Rio de Janeiro is completely different from someone that got raised in João Pessoa. For example, on Rio, because it's a metropolis, people tend to get more an open mind. In artists, they are like trapped in this bubble, where you should go to church, you should get a stable job, get married and get kids, and that's it. So it's weird. And I'm not criticizing my state and people from Northeast. I love this city. I would love to raise children here if someday, because that's not my priority so soon, if someday I decide to get kids, you know, because I like the sense of loyalty about family in Northeast. But of course, that I also can understand why people from Rio or São Paulo sometimes look to Northeast and tend to get some prejudices, thinking, oh, they're so old school. They don't get this open mind. I can understand, but my point is that it's just a mistake think that every Brazilian is equal because someone from Rio, someone from South, someone from Northeast, they're completely different. And we get a lot of people studying, investing a lot in their education in Northeast. But for example, it's possible that someone from South will tend to look to someone from Northeast with prejudice, thinking that, for example, they are not educated enough. And funny fact, some foreigners tend to think that about Latins and tend to think that about Brazilians, for example. And I never like it because remember, all of us, we are humans. We belong to the same race. Doesn't matter your nationality, your religion, your color. No. The situation that we are living this moment around the world can take someone's life. And that doesn't change if you're American, if you're Brazilian, if you're black, if you're white, if you're mixed like me. So anyway, guys, I kind of got lost in this video, but I hope that you like it. Please subscribe here, press the little bell to take notifications every time I post a new video, and see you in the next video. Bye! Oh, and on the box of informations, you can see my Instagram and my TikTok. See ya!